So what you are doing today is a very unconventional thing at a convention to say we as Americans care. You care not only things that affect you here, but the people who live around the world. And I can't just thank you enough to know that you are making a difference. You are saving a life.
The needs of people should be a priority. And what affects, it seems so far away and like it doesn't affect us, but anything that affects another human being, it really does affect us.
One began this, for those of you who don't know, by coming out to town halls, meetings, town squares, wherever they could go with just a couple of people wearing t-shirts. They simply raised their hand and wanted to be recognized. When my husband first began recognizing them at the town halls, particularly in New Hampshire, he would then give them a few minutes to say what they had to say. It was the most thoughtful and the best way to get your message out, David, and it worked. It really worked. The United States and the world indeed has taken a look at what one and other organizations like World Vision are doing around the world. And it's important. Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
We're an advocacy organization, and what we're trying to do right now in our special initiative called One Vote Away is call attention to the fight so that whoever gets elected president will have wind in their sails to build on the strong foundation and the progress that's already been made.
I have no worries. I can tell the One campaign. I know that whoever's elected will continue this because it is so effective and because people depend on us and because just like Princess said and President Bush said, to whom much is given, much is required. And certainly we are so blessed in the United States.
The tradition in New Hampshire, where I was born and raised, is people coming together to help their neighbors. And that's really what this is. But we live in a global economy now, and we all have to take care of not only our neighbors, but people from all over the world. And when we look at the difficulties in Africa, whether it's dealing with malaria or AIDS or poverty, that affects us here in the United States. And we're privileged here really in many ways to have an economy and a way of life that I think is our obligation to bring back to other people.
I think the One campaign needs to come to the forefront in many other countries in Africa and be able to bring this power of partnership that you are showing in America, high levels, political levels in Africa, so that our heads of states and governments understand the importance of this grassroots mobilization.
Providing hope to the corners of the world where it just doesn't exist is the most important thing that we in the developed world can do. And it has nothing to do with party boundaries. It has nothing to do with a red world or a blue world. It has everything to do with educating our younger generation particularly on the legacy of goodness and hope and quality of life that they can leave behind in corners of the world that are in desperate straits.
You have two nominees that seem to be committed to continuing the work. Both are certainly incentivized, given the positives that the president has gained from this. That this is a good political issue back home, and that it is obviously a great humanitarian issue overseas, and it is a good national security issue.
Prince on the floor of the Democratic National Convention. He's got his one wristband, he's got his one t-shirt, he's a delegate for Nevada. That's great. Why do you support the One campaign?
A lot of great things for a lot of good people. George?
We want to end what we're Senate.
This endangers the lives of firefighters and the residents that we are supporting to protect.
The One campaign is driven not so much by a program as it is by passion. The passion of people who care about someone other than themselves. And I've seen it in the staff. I've never seen a group of people more dedicated to a cause than I have the One staff. They're a remarkable group of people. What an honor and a privilege to travel with them halfway around the world and to see their dedication. And through extraordinary efforts on their part, we are seeing maximum potential actually being realized. And I want to commend them because I know most of them have the talents that they could put to work in the private sector and make an extraordinary amount of money. And I probably shouldn't say this because they may start thinking about that maybe they could do that. But instead, they're giving themselves to a cause greater than their own personal kingdom and fiefdom. And the passion that drives the One campaign is a passion of people that work within it. And it's so refreshing to see that.